Yeah, I think I wanted to talk about I want to review the Football Card Hall of Fame vote. I thought that was pretty cool.
For sure.
And then dive into I have questions about Chicles and prices and stuff. So I kind of want to dive into that. So what I want to do is go over.
I'm bidding on a Chicle right now. Don't try to hype them up too much.
Terrible set. Nobody wants it. Way down in value.
Sell.
It's awful.
I have a guess which one, but I'm not going to say.
It's not a Hall of Famer. I'll give you that.
Really? Okay, I would have been wrong.
I have all the Hall of Famers, so
that makes sense.
Is it a high number?
One comes up, I'd upgrade, I guess, but
high number?
Hell, I don't even know if it's high. It's Petey Feathers.
Oh, okay. It's a good card. That's a
first guy with 1,000 yards. I just think it's a cool card to
definitely
on the vintage 100%. Side of things outside of the Hall of Famers.
All right,
I doubt I'll win this one. It's like a PSA 6 or something like that. So, but I'll play the game for a little while and see what happens.
A whole bunch of those just hit, right? A bunch of mid to high grades,
somebody sold off a chunk, so I saw a bunch of auctions pop up.
Yeah. So here are our Hall of Fame winners. What's up, Jim? So I will say I voted for 4 of the 5 of these.
Nice.
The only one I didn't vote for was the Harry Beecher because I made a rule halfway through my video that affordability mattered. So I kicked that one to the curb.
I think it does too. I agree with that one because I kind of feel the same way about some of the baseball ones. It's not as alluring if it's not even the realm of the possible, and you just don't get confronted with that piece of cardboard very often. And it hasn't built up the hype in my head because it's this random thing out there, right?
I think that second point is really, really good because, I think the price is kind of a proxy for the more expensive it is, a lot of times at least, the less iconic it's going to be just because people have less access to it. That's obviously not universally true, but everybody can afford an 82 Topps Lawrence Taylor. The Beecher a few years ago it was kind of within range, but not anymore.
No,
not anymore. No.
Yeah, and the Beecher.
How much is it?
For a 1, it's over $5,000 now.
Yep. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's a lot. I didn't think it was that much.
For a random guy from Yale, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sports Guru, what's
a Yale booster. It's tough to put that one high on your list.
I will say I voted for it anyway, just because it has that distinction of the first football card. That sort of historical marker was big for me. But Jeremy, that same logic is what I kind of used to not vote for the anonymous card, because it's not the first football card like Beecher. It doesn't have that same kind of, historical benchmark for me. And that one is, I've never even seen one of those in person. So that's hard for me to get my head around.
Yeah. Got another Jeremy in the chat. That's cool. I already like that person. It's a good name.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad vote this year because this was the 4th ballot, right? But if it and it just got introduced to the ballot last year, but if it was on like the first ballot, it would not have done well for all the things we just said. But I think we're treating down some of the giant ones that it should get some love just based on all those historical purposes.
Yeah, Jim asked if that one dude with a dozen of these Beechers is still got them for sale on REA, and I think they still are.
I think so.
Yeah, so we could pool our money together and. I think they still are. So, were there any surprises to you on this? Because, to be honest, as much as I like the Fran Tarkenton card, I was shocked it got in.
Yeah.
I'm surprised at his popularity. There's just some anomalies in the voting that just show where I'm missing some things based on age. Because we've looked at the demographics of the videos and stuff like that in previous years, and the voting base that's a little older. How old am I now? 44. The 45s to 55s, those 70s guys, they vote a whole lot differently than I do, and there's nothing wrong with that. But there's just some things I can't understand always with how they go, and they're big fans of Fran Tarkenton. I'm not mad at him with the 62 tops, and I love the purple there, but he isn't somebody that I would have pegged for a fourth ballot.
And that's actually Sonny Jurgensen in the black and white photos to get a 2-player card.
Yeah. See, I voted for the Tarkenton. I guess I'm an old soul. I'm 41, but man, I'll tell you what. First of all,
they're all so young, man.
I love 62 tops, and I actually voted for 2 from that set. I voted for the Ditka and the Tarkenton. And, to me, one thing I like about Tarkenton is just watching his highlights as a kid. I remember on NFL Films, he was one of the early scrambling quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And I always thought his highlights were exciting. I like the set. I have some nostalgia for that, watching those highlights. So that's why I picked that one. The one that was surprising for me was the 71 Joe Green, because I don't even think that was in the conversation last year. Tarkenton was like fringe of getting in last year. I don't remember, Bart, you know better than I, but where Green finished last year, I didn't think that one was close.
I don't remember exactly, but Green did strong, and that's one of the ones.
Steeler fans probably.
It's the age demographic again, because the 70s cards just continue to do way stronger than myself and at least Scott are anticipating typically. So it's happened enough times where we know we're lacking the information or where it's all coming from. And Fran Tarkenton's the same way, because his heyday was the Super Bowls in the 70s that Minnesota loved to lose. And I watched all those videos too. I just thought he was running for his life more than he was running for a purpose. But he was a quarterback version of Crazy Legs the way he was running around. But great cards. But Joe Green is everybody's going after the player. And you get caught up in the Sports Card Hall of Fame, and a lot of times people just go after the player, and it's like, wait, about the card, because the card to me, I love Mean Joe Green, is absolutely hideous, right? But there's nothing to love about this card besides being the name on it. But those 70s cards do super strong, because Campbell did real well this year. Tony Dorsett is outperforming what you would think he would.
That surprised me.
Wow.
Steve Largent, out of nowhere, we've tossed him on the ballot because we knew 70s were doing so well, and we were like, all right, let's see how Largent shot up. He was in the middle of the pack on his first year.
Really? How did Landry do, and the who else? Lane. Landry, Lane. Who else was
Which
on
one
it?
Bobby Lane or Night Train Lane?
Probably Bobby. Not close, or what?
Bobby went way down this year. I remember that one because Bobby Lane was one of my top choices as a Lions guy, but he dropped from last year, I feel like, by a couple of slots, right?
Wasn't as bad for him. Luckman plummeted,
yeah.
Yeah, that one was wild to me, just because 48 Leafs are 48 Leafs, and that's where
I agree.
Versus the player piece there.
Landry was
doing all right. He's strong enough to beat out some, but the voting always just shows that we're a good ways away from getting many of the modern ones in. Even 90s types rookies and stuff like that are really going to struggle outside of a Peyton and a Brady.
Yeah, Jim didn't do as well as I thought it would. I thought the 98 Manning Authentic would do a little bit better.
I did too. I really did. He did not do well at all, and that was because sometimes you get the player right. Even a Moss, right? A Moss got punted off the ballot
twice, right?
Based on low performance, and it's just at some point you think, because you've seen the way the voters go in the other direction, you're like, oh, well, they're clearly just voting for the player because that card is hideous or whatever. That's a bad year of whatever issue or something. And so you see names carry the card, and you're like, all right, well, you're thinking a Moss or a Manning should be able to do that without problem. And
Moss, I agree.
I love it.
I mean, especially how big that 98 SP Authentic set was for people, I feel like my age at the very least. I mean, that was like the first numbered rookie cards. It was a huge class. And Manning being the star of it, I think those are great looking cards too. So I voted for that Manning. I was surprised more people didn't.
Yeah, it was kind of the first legitimately high-end set. We had high-end sets, but when you slap serial numbers on the back of them things, and then they had a die cut variation, and even those die cuts they had like hand numbering on some of them. That was completely new stuff in '98. But voters ain't looking for it right now.
Yeah, Jim at the bank. I was surprised that Tarkenton got in before Ditka as well.
I
thought
did too.
Ditka would get in before Tarkenton.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there were 3 62 tops on the list this year, right?
Yep.
So
Ernie
I think
Davis
that
was
kind of hurt Ditka, or it was going to hurt Tarkenton.
I think another thing with Ditka too is Bears fans. Look, they've got Peyton in, they've got Sayers in, they've got Butkus in. I mean, who are Vikings fans really rallying around if not Frank Tarkenton, right? So
Tommy Kramer, baby.
That should speak well for Del Schaffner at some point, right? But yeah, that's a fair point though, right? And that's part of the voting too. So we try to make sure that we don't go as much on the set, but we check our biases, right? Like Scotty will never put too many Packers on there. I'll never let too many 49ers show up at one time. But you will vote for some team affiliations and things. We do the same thing with the sets. We try not to put more than 3 of a certain set in the votes because they'll just split votes anyway. And just not getting that volume in. We just put that third one in as kind of the teaser for future ballots to see if they can stay on. But we have no expectations 3 from the same year will come close.
So DJR has a great question. Who's going to be the first one to have a second card? And the 50 Sammy Baugh is actually a really good choice.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, I agree.
I would think it's a great choice. Well, actually, correction, there is already one, right? The 55 Thorpe and the 30 Thorpe. But
I was about to say that one.
Still, there's a case in point with that question. That's a good one. That's where we know that football varies greatly from the baseball hobby, and your certain names just carry everything. Mantles are getting in left and right over on that side, and justifiably so. They have that mystique and nostalgia and everything. Football, second and third year cards just don't carry the sets like that. They don't have that pursuit. So I'm pretty curious with that too. Maybe that's on us to see if we throw a 62 Jim Brown on a ballot at some point, or 59 Brown, or I'm not a big fan of 58 Star, but a 58 or
58 United
Star, and see what happens. I don't know.
Do you see that changing? Do you see like football kind of changing and getting into second year card, third year cards being more important, especially if they're like a beautiful card? Like I think the 58 Unitas is gorgeous personally, but I don't know. It hasn't happened yet. But
go ahead, guys. Yeah.
Well, I think if the prices rise up high, yes. I mean, like if you do look at the Mantles and Aarons, rookie cards are now thousands. So in a lot of cases, you have to do the second year. At the present time, most of the football is still pretty cheap. So we're probably still pretty good there. You know what I mean?
Agree.
Yep.
Yeah. A great point. I would also say, just as the hobby, this is just my opinion, but I think baseball collectors are often at least in their third generation of collecting, right? Where like maybe their dad collected and their grandpa collected, right? They were, I think we're still largely in second generation of football collectors, where like maybe your dad was into it or had a couple or whatever. So guys our age.
Yeah, I agree.
My dad collected football, but just of that order. So I think as long as it stays strong, and that that's a couple years away, but you get a third generation in where like even grandpa used to talk about this guy or something, that the lore of some of these players will come around, and the football side of it will mature. It's starting to happen, right? We're starting to see, to the later talking points, 35 Chicles start to take off, and
14s also.
Pre-war in general.
The pre-war stuff is getting there, right? That stuff really transcends across football to other, just collectors in general too. So that helps. But we'll start to see 40s and 50s, start to creep up over the years and keep going, I think.
It's starting to get there a little bit with some of the 48 Leafs too. The Bednarik and Nomalini are starting to shoot up a bit. And, even some of those 50 Bowmans, like the Autogram has gone up a bit. And, the Marion Motley, I feel like is a card that I've seen go up a bit in the last couple of years. So I think we're slowly starting to see it, but I'm with you guys. I think it's going to be a slow process again of, like you said, bring another generation of collectors. But I was kind of going to echo your point too, Jason, that as long as the rookie cards are still largely, to get a nice copy, you're still maxing out at about $1,000. I think people are going to gravitate there. But I do think that over time in the next 10, 15 years, maybe that changes a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there aren't a lot of cards that are 4 figures when you think about it.
Right.
There's a handful.
Barrier of entry, because you can get, if you want to get a 1 or a 2, there's a lot of cards very available to you. I would say that the good part is, especially if you've already been in collecting and got some of these cards, it won't take much for a lot of this stuff to take off, because if you look at the population of football cards versus the equivalents in baseball, they are minuscule. And so,
I agree.
These things hide in collections, and the cards it only takes a couple people starting to get more interested and a little bit of growth, and these things can take off real fast.
You sound like you watched my last video, Bart. That's the same exact thing.
Yeah.
It just takes a few people to be interested, and the population of football is a fraction of what baseball is. The 48 Bowman video I just did, the 48 Bowman football set's 108 cards. The 48 Bowman baseball set is 48 cards, yet the baseball is more than double the pop for PSA. So there was the highest pop card for football was the Sammy Baugh, and it was under 600. So that's not a lot.
And it gets even more disparate going into the 50s and stuff like that. I mean, we're seeing it, for print runs that aren't like short prints and stuff, because some of those, the Bednariks and stuff are, but the Nagurski isn't necessarily a short print or anything. It's just not a super high print run, but that one has probably doubled in the last year or so. PSA 2 with an MK qualifier just did over 20.
Oh, we're going to talk about that a little later.
You don't want to bring it up yet?
I'm going to bring it up a little later when we're done. It's nothing argumentative. It's just I need to wrap my head around something. That's all. But
it's not just the Nagurski too. I mean, and not to sound like a broken record, but the 33 Sport Kings Jim Thorpe. I mean, I bought mine about a year ago in an SGC 1 for $750. Ones now are going. They're at about, as you guys know, right, about $3K. It's like that is 4 times.
There's one on REA right now. It's a 1, and it's got paper stuck to the back, and it's already at $14.50 with a week to go, plus buyer's premium. So,
I think long term, Jim Thorpe, Red Grange, Clark, and Bronco, and also probably who else? Hinkle will probably in a 1 will all probably be over 2,500 to 3,000 long term here in like the next probably 3-4 years. And I mean, Jim Thorpe is pretty soon probably a $4,000 to $5,000 dollar card. Obviously Bronco is like way up there, and Clark is slowly catching like the popularity too. So,
I mean,
that'll be up there soon.
1.5 went for like 1,500 not too long ago in that.
Right, exactly. And honestly, Clark was cheap. He used to be $300, maybe $400 in like a 1.
I got a 3 for 500 back in toward the end of 2023, like SGC 3. Yeah,
perfect grade for that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's probably a $2,500 card, maybe more now.
Yeah.
Oh, not yet,
yeah.
It'll get there.
Yeah, maybe 2. Yeah, something like that.
59 Jim Brown is an image that could be a statue in a city.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's one of those second-year cards I could see.
I love that card. Yep.
No,
Yeah.
very nice.
Yeah.
68 Lance Allworth is beautiful. Yep, it is. Speaking of Lance Allworth, 63 Fleer didn't get much love in the Football Card Hall of Fame.
I voted for it. I voted for that in the list, and I love those.
Yeah, I voted for the Allworth.
Yeah.
That's
not a lot of traction
votes with them and Dawson. That's a tough one. When you get paired down to 10, you start splitting votes with cards that you love in the same.
Yeah.
But some of the things people are popping in the chats making me kind of want to throw this out. I was kind of curious your guys' thoughts anyway. I don't know if Bart, you can answer. I don't know what rules there are for being a commissioner or not, but what's like a card or two that you guys think, that you have not seen on the ballot yet that you're wondering, that you're kind of thinking you'd like to see included? In
35 Dutch Clark.
That's one of mine as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
50 Motley is probably my biggest one, though. I would say the 50
Motley. Yep.
Motley.
Yeah, we're getting there with both of those cards. The Dutch Clark, it was on the kind of the first couple out this year as far as what we would introduce new to the ballot, and we just try to keep the ballot balanced, right? So it's not 45 of the oldest cards we can find and things.
Right.
I mean, you try to educate with the vote and the ballot and everything. So you're trying to show a different smattering and things like that.
Spread it around.
Yeah, we don't get to do it as much because the teasers that we throw out, don't do that well all the time with the teasers of modern. Lombardi Trophy made it a year, but it got booted off. Santa's still going strong. Those are some of those like flashpoint cards where it went from the 80s into the 90s, and all of a sudden the massive print runs were happening. So it was kind of just to see how those went, because I'd love to introduce a couple of random more modern ones. Like I'd love to introduce the passing of the torch auto of Barry and Walter.
Great choice.
Oh yeah, that's a good card.
Things like
I like that
that.
one.
If these absolute huge key rookies of those eras aren't even coming close, it's just we're not quite there yet. The Clark is just we're waiting for a couple of those old ones to get voted in, and then we'll put him in there.
Well, everything being said, you guys do a great job with it.
Yeah, I was going to say
like the way how you explain everything through and why it's there. Keep doing that. It's perfect the way you guys do it right now.
And there's never been a card on there that I didn't think should be on the ballot. It's always like, dang, you could I just always feel like you could add 20 more, but I don't know what you take off to make room for it, because everything on there is like, I always is just fantastic.
Yeah, that's the challenge. I mean, we all have ones that we'd like to see too, but we keep it realistic with, you could keep adding cards to the ballot that would receive love, but at the same time, there's no earthly chance that card should beat out 20 or 30 of the ones that are already on there. So we try to keep it in range. And we ended up with the 45 on the ballot just at some point because we realized early in one of the earlier years that it started to get too watered down, and it was like they really just need to vote for a couple of these ones here. Like I want to lead them astray.
So I was happy to see that the 52 Bowman Large Gifford got in, because that is one of my favorite early 50s cards.
Yeah, same.
Great card. I love anyone's. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I like that 50 Sammy Ball. When they just got that old leather helmet, you see the whole face. Just that's an awesome depiction of football in that day. And Gifford's a great one. Beautiful blue sky in the background and everything like that. So. It represents the era really well.
Yeah. Hey, also, what about the 96 upper deck, like the game jersey cards, or also the 91 upper deck, like the Joe Montana? I mean, like they're not actually rookies, but it started. Like the signed cards, and also like the game used stuff too. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
it doesn't always have to be the rookie cards. You know what I mean?
Legitimate question. Do you think people that aren't as big into football collecting would know the significance of those? Because those are big to us, but I wonder, people might need some coaching to get
the
to those.
91s they would, because baseball had an equivalent with Ted Williams and Reggie Jackson, and even hockey had Gretzky out in that year for Upper Deck. So I think they would understand once they saw it first time. Game jersey, they had a baseball version of that. I don't know if it received the same level of fanfare quite that we gave it in football, maybe.
I mean, shoot,
there's
pretty
always
expensive. Like the Griffey's expensive.
Yeah.
Well, everything Griffey is, right? So,
yeah.
So those are always in consideration, and I mean, they're always in my head because I own cards from both of those sets and everything from the 49ers, so I'm in on it, right? But you know, when the contenders autos aren't getting much love, and you know,
but that's Brady though.
Them sell for six figures and beyond, then it's like, all right, well, if the voters just aren't quite ready for that yet, you know, or if you know, because Mahomes just got back in the mix after getting punted, it was, you know, and that Prism rookie was, you know, something significant too. If it can't get a couple of singular votes, then some of those insert runs that, you know, a lot of us, myself included, weren't that aware of in the 90s. It's going to be tougher. So they're always on the cusp of talking about being put on the ballot, but they don't quite make it.
Gentlemen, we have the comment of the night.
Yeah, I saw it.
What is it?
He's
drinking. Hey, he's drinking something over there. You need to shut him down because he might say something inappropriate later. Because that's borderline.
See, Del Schaffner's catching some love in his chat. I love it.
I'll sleep on Schaffner.
There's no Rams.
If it's on the ballot, I am immediately going to be like wondering how much, like what cards Jeremy sent Bart and Scotty.
Oh shoot, he's going to create bribes. He's going to create 20 YouTube channels just to make multiple votes. He's going to be. He's going to skew it.
100%. I like Mark's suggestion. I those 94 refractors. Yep. That's a huge set, and I'm obviously the Barry for me is a big.
So
one.
there's this. I have a
93
in there with.
It was 94 for football. It was 93.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yep. That's right.
The struggle with these, and because I'm all about it. I want to keep throwing because I want to have, you know, a couple from each era get represented and towards the votes and stuff, and that way different demographics, you know, I'll find their niche in there or whatever. The struggle with those modern insert runs, and I think it's a good thing because there were so many popular players of that day, there isn't one just carrying it. So, yes, we could say a 94, but somebody else is going to say a 94 Montana or a 94 Marino or something like that. So there isn't just one singular one, and that's a bit of a struggle that we're trying to, at least I'm trying to figure out because, you know, I think there's certain sets I want represented, right? There should be some sort of 01 Topps Chrome refractor in there. There's just ones that you want represented, but not a single one is always able to be chosen out of the set.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
I agree.
But I'm all for any Barry Sanders insert from the 90s. I'm in.
Same.
That's my guy.
Yeah.
You're a Barry fan? I didn't know that.
Absolutely. Well, I mean,
shoot, I think everybody
like
is
collector on him, but he's the best running back I've ever witnessed with my eyes. And
I agree.
Tune in all day, every day. I love his cards.
Growing up outside of Detroit back then, I got to watch him every Sunday. So,
we weren't beating anybody. He was fun to watch, and we couldn't beat anybody anyway. So you might as well just root for him and enjoy your team beating us. And you got a bit of a show while you did it.
We all got to watch him every Thanksgiving too. It was the thing to look forward to. I was all for it. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna move on. I think we've kind of beat this one to death, right? But we're just gonna jump into this. Maybe.
Oh, there we are.
Okay, I have a simple question. Why?
Wow, that's what a 1.5 goes for now.
I will say this. I think, especially in football, statistics and just resumes really don't play into it as much as it does in other sports. I think a lot of the players who have the best resumes aren't really the most expensive. And I think there is a narrative in the hobby where, certain cards are placed on a higher level. Um, Me personally, it's kind of, like the tops, uh, like the, what you call it, the, Mickey Mantle is hyped up on such a high level, and it isn't even like the true rookies. So it almost has this mystique and this it's
Mhm.
grail. And it's honestly like that with like the Bronco. And he was a great player. But if you're looking at resumes, Clark, I think, I mean, like his resume is actually stronger.
Clark is widely regarded as the best player of the 1930s.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, I
However,
mean,
Bronco was way more popular. There's no debate about that.
I think also though, because of the, like he was a world champion wrestler too, so that probably played into it also. I think so.
I think lore with both player and card matters here. Like Bronco had a lore about him that, tough player, hard nosed, sort of like, strong, the wrestling thing, kind of like, the tough guy, strong man of the day. And then that's something, but the lore behind that card at this point, the way that card gets hyped as kind of like it's not hyped as the football version of the 52 Mantle. It's hyped as the football version of the T206 Honus Wagner. So I feel like it's a great card, but I feel like the way that that's sort of been pumped, as much as pre-war football in general has been pumped, that's been the face of it over the last couple of years. Dutch Clark, that card gets specifically mentioned anywhere outside of football guys like us talking about it.
And Justin, you're right. People do equate the Nagurski to the Wagner. However, there's only I think like 37 Honus Wagners ever graded by PSA.
I don't think it's
that's a huge difference.
I think that one's a big stretch. I've never referred to the Nagurski as a Wagner. I think it's more of just an early Babe Ruth equivalent type of thing.
I agree with you
about that. It is, but I've heard that said on Chicles.
I just don't think there's no parallel to the early Wagner or something like that.
No, I agree.
This one was a big surprise. That mark is pretty. You can't see it on that screen, I guess maybe, but that mark is pretty significant on the front of that card.
Yep.
When you looked at it, and pretty obvious. Now, I don't know why the person did maybe try to erase it or something, because I think it's just pencil, and it looked that simple. Not that I advocate for those things at all, but it's just wild to have that mark there, because that's a high price point for a 2. Because I don't know if any recent 2s have necessarily quite pulled that. They've been close in the 19s and 20s, but 22.8 with the qualifier right there on the front of the card is a little bold.
How much is it? 22,000?
Yeah.
800. Almost.
The Dutch Clark.
23K.
If you look up Dutch Clark, you just would say this is all overdue. I just don't know why it's finally happening now. Some of it now 1.5 is for 1,500 is pretty wild. That's great color on that card, but that is a big number there. I can't have it. I don't have an answer for that one because I rebought that one. Maybe 2 or so years ago in a 2, and they weren't going for anywhere close to that one. I used to have, I think,
here's the thing about
I had
Clark,
a 4 or 5 once upon a time. I wish I still had it, but.
The Clark is the first card of the set, card number 1 of the first professional football card set. And I know that a lot of times people put weight on the first and last cards of the set.
Yeah.
That weight doesn't seem like it's apparent here. I mean, I'm not
Not at all.
saying that Clark should be worth more than Nagurski.
Yeah, it
I'm
should
trying
be
to figure out
closer
why
though.
it's a 15x gap. That seems really, really, really big.
Some small
Yeah, I
portion
think
of it
so
can be
too.
explained by the fact it's a high number too. Bronco is a high number in the set, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but the pop is only like 33% more. It's
Yeah.
not really that big.
Yeah, it doesn't explain that gap. It is just
Yeah.
just one small thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And to be clear, I'm not arguing that the Bronco is our Honus Wagner, but I have heard that equivalency made on channels in the past
I
year.
have too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah, people have said it without. I don't think they're doing their due diligence in terms of researching that because there's nothing really similar about it. The Honus Wagner was a card that was pulled from production, right? Back in 1909 or whatever. This was printed to full production. It's just a high number. I don't know. I don't get that.
Huge gap. Huge gap.
So is the Bronco priced right and all the other Chicles are too low? Or is the Bronco inflated and the other Chicles are priced right? Or is it somewhere in the middle?
Yeah.
And you're all going to say it's somewhere in the middle as soon as I said that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think this Bronco is too high specifically.
Yeah.
Not by an egregious amount, I suppose. But the Bronco has been expensive and popular for a long, long time.
It has.
So,
yeah.
You know, to see it at this price point, knowing what it was at 10 and 15 years ago, this isn't crazy. It's just high, and it's not numbers we typically see in football. It's usually those numbers usually get saved for baseball type stuff. So it's just been a different disparity. I kind of like to see, I'm liking seeing the other 35 start to do better and see some of that love. And then neither one. So we're going to probably see a lot of these random high price points just because they're not coming up as often as they used to. They're just finding their way into the collections.
Not at all.
And geez, I mean, yes, grading's expensive, but who's sitting on these raw anymore? Like, geez, where have they been? The last 5-10 years, I would think a whole lot of these have made it to grading, and so then the pops are going to stay kind of the pops in large regard. So people got to take advantage of.
Yeah, these aren't exactly 89 upper deck Griffies we're talking about, right?
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
Which was kind of the next question because you guys, I think, are a little bit better at, prognosticating values than I am. I mean, is the trend going to be, at least for the foreseeable future, that we see all of these kind of continue to go up for the exact reason you guys just said? You don't see many of them anymore. They're drying up a bit. They're going, and I think, the people picking them up, they're going into collections. So, as we see less of these come up, is this going to be an upward trajectory for a bit?
I think Bart hit on it just a few minutes ago. I think a lot of people have these put away in collections. And I noticed when they come up, it's like a flurry. Like there'll be 4 or 5 of the Hall of Famers come up for sale. There'll be a couple of them within a 2-3 week period, and then nothing for weeks, if not months.
Yep.
That's just it's very cyclical how they come up for sale. But yeah, I think people are holding these. People who know, they know these are. You're talking pops of 300, right?
Yeah.
I think
not a whole hell of a lot.
These prices that we're seeing for at least Nagurski, I think they're going to continue just because, when we hit COVID and we saw the crazy prices, it was because a whole bunch of people came in as this is an alternative asset class. And Nagurski, based on the lore and everything else, is always going to be high on those people's lists as just one of those GOAT type cards, whale, whatever you want to call them type of things. Question I have is whether we're going to see it for some of the others to include a Dutch Clark. Like if you were to do a 1 to N list, if you're a sports enthusiast, but now you're jumping in because you got, a lot of these guys are loaded when they're just randomly jumping into a different asset class like that. But where's Dutch Clark on that 1 to N of prioritization if I'm getting after it, right? I got Broncos and Chamberlains and Jordans and whatever. Like how far do you go down to get to Dutch Clark? man, I think he's kind of far down there. But if somebody's starting to drop 1,500 on 1.5s, there's some folks out there saying that he's higher than that, or at least they're sticking to football more than going across.
That's what I was going to say. It depends what they're jumping in on. Because if we have people that are jumping in and they want to jump into football, I'd say Dutch Clark's, that Chicles set and Dutch Clark in general are pretty high up there if you're just, focusing on vintage football.
Yeah, I think pre-war is probably Bronco, Jim Thorpe, Red Grange, and then probably Clark. Like the pre-war.
Yeah.
I got a few comments real quick. Dicko Spidey, thanks for commenting. I love it. And I agree with you. He feels the 33 Red Grange is undervalued since he pretty much says NFL.
Yep, 100%. I think so too.
It's a better looking card than the Thorpe too. That's just my opinion.
To you guys' point there's only 8 pre-war Football Hall of Fame rookies. So if somebody wants to go in that lane, those 8 cards are gonna be strong and stay strong for a long time.
That's a great point. Yeah. That's a great point.
Yeah,
a really great point.
And so I knew that when I did a big sell off a couple years ago when I got right back into it. I didn't sell some of those big old ones, but the ones I did, I was like, man, I got to get some of those back because there's only so many of them. You got to grab that pre-war stuff early to set the foundation for your collection and everything else, right?
Hinkle's probably the 4th most sought after card in the set.
I would say probably 3.
What about Rockney though?
Rockney's very popular.
Yeah.
Most graded card in the set is the Rockney, believe it or not.
I believe that.
By a wide margin too.
Yeah. And that's why I feel like that one hasn't quite gone up as dramatically as the rest of them. That one's still kind of hanging around where it's been for a minute, and that,
not everybody collects coaches, I guess. I mean, Rockney's legendary, don't get me wrong, but wasn't a player either.
It's a coach
like that. I don't know.
Specific to college football rather than pro. So you're going to, I haven't necessarily picked him up for those reasons. He's on my search list and I watch him every time they pop up, but because I'm not as much of a college guy and he's a coach, it's lower on my list of prioritization.
Dicko likes your Beady Feathers search, Bart. He's Beady Feathers.
He probably Googled it.
Don't be
no comment. No comment, right? Right, Bart?
Yeah.
Jim at the bank. I read this comment earlier, and I think he is spot on with this. Folks with big new money hopping into the hobby are told to get the big cards, but they lack level of discernment. It's been it chaps my ass a lot that people just buy what the quote-unquote experts tell them to buy without doing their own research on things. It just, Jason, they bitch to you like every other day about it.
Yeah, but I will say this. You don't have to really be a rocket scientist to realize they are rare, they are old, and if you do look at them compared to other sports, you see a lot of room to grow. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If you look at the, like the old, like the T206s, and shoot, those are high print runs. So, it is pretty obvious, like the Dutches and the Clark Hinkles have a lot of room to grow. You know what I mean?
I just did a quick search on PSA's Pop Report for T206 portraits. Christy Mathewson, there's over 1,000 of them.
Wow.
So not exactly rare.
Well, yeah.
They're rare compared to modern, but in the vintage world.
Yeah.
I will say this, though. Every show I go to and on eBay any day of the week, you can really try to get 2 or 3 of them easy. You know what I mean? Whereas Clark, obviously, Bronco never pops up. And if he does, it's stupid high. Even like the Jim Thorpe, Red Granges used to always sit on eBay. Now, never. Like they're, I mean, sold quickly. So that kind of shows you that, you know what I mean?
No, I
Yeah.
do. It's
Agreed.
Sport Kings have dried up.
Oh, yeah.
But
They
I think
really have.
those couple of Sport Kings, this Bronco, the lack of discernment. I think the one thing that they have in discernment, a lot of these folks that are just jumping in as an asset class is they aren't collectors like us, and so they're not collecting a large volume of cards, and so they're willing to spend more on singular cards because they're only have 25.
Very true.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's why, you're going to see Clarks keep going. These big ones are just going to continue to skyrocket farther and faster because more people are just, I want that
You're right.
of my 20 or 30 cards. Because on the baseball side, I keep watching it because obviously 48 leaf Jackie Robinson's a massive card, and that would be on somebody's list that's trying to get in. The altered ones are now going not even a grade, an altered is over 10 grand now, right? Like
the ones that have been screwed with, people want them anyway.
Really?
That's
and
crazy.
so
Leafs?
those types of cards are just taking off because it's on the.
What about the Bowmans?
Buddy showing up to trying to do these things.
Bowmans you can still get into for $4 grand.
For like a 1 or something, I assume. Yeah.
I mean, shoot, that's a lot too, though. I mean, shoot, that used to be a $2,000 card.
Well, when
like a year ago
is going for 10, then you gotta spring.
Oh yeah. Damn, $10,000.
Crazy.
For altered.
I'm so glad I'm done with baseball. I mean, it's expensive now. Everything is like minimum $2,000. Like even Hank Aaron rookies. I mean, shoot, that's
you're talking $2,500 for a decent one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, man, everything in baseball is so expensive. It's crazy.
Zico, the 48 Topps Magic Bednarik is an affordable alternative to the Leaf. Yep. Makes me bonkers trying not to name names, though. Not sure what that is. Maybe Jim, you can enlighten me. Isn't 48 Leaf, Jackie, actually? There's that too. Like,
but the PSA sets and things like that recognize both the 48 and that 49 as legitimate rookies because of that reason too.
Yep.
Which is why I felt better when I got a 49 Jackie because it's still considered a rookie.
And that I actually prefer the 49 Bowman to the 40 to the Leaf image.
Yeah,
the Leaf
I do
image
too.
is just weird.
I'm a sucker for that script Dodgers, so I'm kind of with you on that.
Yeah. And 49 Bowman is just a gorgeous set.
Yes.
Across all the Ashburn, I mean, and it's loaded. Yeah. It's loaded with great cards.
Yeah. If someday down the line when my kids are out of daycare and there's more disposable income, I jump into vintage baseball, that 49 Bowman Jackie Robinson would be like a one of the ones I would want to grab first. But yeah, so basically,
I like
with a year's worth of daycare, I can get that.
Thing is, everybody's into vintage baseball. Like, there's so many people swimming in that pool that the prices are just
sky high.
Yeah, it's I keep waiting for it to plateau, just like I keep waiting for the stock market to plateau, and I've been saying that for 2 years. It still hasn't. It's like, and I'm not complaining. It's just, how long can it last? Like, I don't know if there's that much. I guess there's that many big spenders. Like Bart, I think it was Bart mentioned it. People see this as an asset class now, right? Somewhere else to park their money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of it to park.
Yeah, so. And I think based on some of the crazy fluctuations we saw, and probably some people got in at wrong times and bought cards for more than they should, people are really unwilling to take losses on their cards. And so nobody's putting those big ones up for, auctions if they don't know they're just going to absolutely kill it. And even bins are just through the roof. That's why I have to wait for the auction typically anyway. And so I think some of that, just that, I don't know, the stubbornness of a lot of that sellers forces us, right? If they all collectively work together and don't let the auction speak for themselves at volume, then we get stuck paying these high prices for the random ones.
I like what Ditko Spidey said in the chat about vintage football being a cheap alternative. That's one thing that I've always absolutely loved about it. And lucky that's my favorite sport anyway. But, you can build a collection with a whole lot of iconic cards in it for just a fraction of the cost for baseball. And it's nice to have those, right? You have those historical pieces that feel important on this side of the hobby. And, you're picking up for hundreds versus thousands. Outside of the pre-war stuff, that's still, at least for the moment, especially once you get into the 60s and 70s, late 50s, still very, very true.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is anybody in here in on that Rockney ending in about 15 minutes?
It's 4 figures already, isn't it?
Yeah, it's at 1675.
A 4, huh?
Yeah.
And a PSA 4, yep.
I got my
card, but
PSA 2 or something, just because I know I'd never spend the money on a 4. So I'm hoping a nice affordable 2 shows up at some point. And the time.
Jim, thanks for the clarification, Jim. I got you now. That makes sense.
What did he say?
Okay. The guy in the chat, that Ditko Spidey, I know who this is. Yeah, he got a very nice 1.5 Hinkle. Very, very nice card.
Turntable folks who left the financial services. Oh, he's talking about Jeff Wilson or whatever his name is. Oh yeah,
we're not going down the Jeff Wilson train on this channel.
Get back in our lane.
We don't do that here.
Yeah, I think that's who he's referring to, though. Right?
Probably, and people like him.
Yeah, not peripheral.
Yeah,
it's not just Jeff. There's more.
Yeah, hype train. Yeah,
a lot of that. That's why you got to do your own research. And
I agree. See, like, honestly, how I tried to snag a whole bunch of stuff is while everybody is looking at the Leaf Jackie, I was like, what about like the Bowman and just you know what I mean? Like you have to look at stuff that still is pretty cheap or not stupid high. You know what I mean? So if you do that, you can usually still try to get pretty good deals. But if you are spending money on stuff you see on YouTube, you'll definitely be paying.
It's kind of like if you see it on YouTube, it's too late. Right?
Exactly. Because now everybody wants it and everybody is just like spending on it. You know what I mean? So yeah,
and Jim echoes my point. There are many of them. Many of them pumping their stuff. So we talked about this. I think the gap is too big. I think there should be a price gap between the two, but man, does this seem big.
Let me say something though. At the same time, like if I was Mr. Bart looking at that 22,000 whatever, I'm pretty sure Bart feels pretty good. Look at his. Just like when I look at my Grange, my Jim Thorpe and everything else, if you have them, you're kind of like, cool. But if you're still trying, so there's like a good side and like a bad side. So if you saw this, coming, you're smiling. If you did it and you still want these cards, you better hurry up. And
these were still expensive a few years ago. I think this was brought up earlier. It's nothing new that this that the Nagurski was always higher.
Higher, but 22.
Yeah, not this high.
22,000, 7, 8, maybe 10, but 22.8, that's high. I mean, shoot, that's high.
And not that long ago, you could have got one nicer than this for about 15. And I'm talking less than a year ago.
I saw a pretty good looking one at the National in 2024 that was priced at, I want to say like 11K or something like that.
Yeah.
It's high, but it follows the pattern. Each one around this range.
Yeah.
Going up in price. So it's not like this was such an anomaly. It's just a continuation. It's just the ones, those of us that have been in for, I'm like, man, can it just keep doing this? Like, it's just every time it keeps going that way.
So is it as simple as supply and demand? Or is there a lot of hype built into this?
I think
I don't know if I buy too much into hype on football yet. There's a good bit of supply and demand here. I just think the Bronco transcends outside of just football collectors a little bit more. And so that's why it gets the extra love. But football doesn't still quite get the hype, I don't think.
And you guys said it, and Jeremy, you in particular say it all the time, that, you know, with the pop count of football, all you need is a little bit of a spike in demand to set things off. And that's what's happened with Bronco. And, you know, Jason, you mentioned the Grange and the Thorpe too. I mean, even Grange, even though it's not getting the same love as Thorpe, I looked the other day and there was a pretty beat up one that went for like 1,800. I mean, that was a sub $1,000 card a few months back. So even that one's now, and I think,
it's up there too. Oh yeah, it's up there. I mean, like I said, Red Grange will probably end up about a 3 to actually probably closer to like 4,500, probably within like a year. I mean, like I said, look at the Bronco. Jim Thorpe is now in a one. Huh? What'd you say?
Where's the Thorpe going to end up, you think?
I think that'll be probably 6, 7.
The Thorpe's not going to stop.
Yeah.
Some of the Grange stuff I think is overdue just because of how actually big he is for football.
Exactly. So, I mean.
But Grange is always lagged behind Thorpe, though. For whatever reason. Grange has always lagged a little bit behind. But
cultural significance, right? Like Jim Thorpe is like a transcendent athlete.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Across sport, you know.
Exactly.
Grange is a big deal, but not to that same level as Thorpe.
Mark, 4849 Robinson Leaf Pop is almost the same as the Bowman. Why the huge price difference? People prefer the Leaf, I guess. I don't personally, so I don't.
Yeah, I don't either. Like the Satchel either. I don't.
The 49 Bowmans just are better than the Leaf in most cases. Personally,
the Satchel and the Leaf is a short print, though, right? Like as you mentioned, the Satchel. Isn't that one a short print in the Leaf set?
It is.
I don't.
Yeah, that's a tough card. That and the Feller. And I think the George Kell's a short print.
Yeah.
Hal Newhauser, I think, is another big one, right?
Mm-hmm.
48 Leaf, No Malini and Bednarik has a lower pop than Bronco. It's a similar pop. Yeah. Yep.
No Malini's lower than Bednarik, I think. That No Malini card's another one that's starting to shoot.
That card's tough.
Yeah.
That card is so tough.
Yeah. I need to slab mine.
Card I ever bought.
Well, for $50 in about 6 months of your time, you can send it to
I know.
PSA.
I know. I don't know if I want to go down that rabbit hole.
I've been telling Jason that for years. Just send me them. I'll send them off and get graded for it and everything. He's so slow to it.
Yeah, it's up there. It's raw still.
He's got the value sitting in raw and a lot of really premium stuff.
I do. I probably have about 6 or 7 cards that I should probably try to send here pretty soon.
Hey, Jason, you can show off your 1912 Thorpe now. Ditko Spidey
Yeah. Oh yeah, it should. I mean, like the 1912, I think has a pop count of only like 26,
Yeah, 27, I think
27.
it is. Yeah.
Y- y- Yeah, it's pretty low. Pretty low.
Is he in that photo, does he have the mismatched shoes on?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought.
Yes, he does.
That
Yeah.
story is just crazy.
Gets after the
I
stock
know.
collector, right? Because that one was a Stockholm issue
Mhm.
postcard. So it's definitely the older, definitely bigger,
Yeah.
the right picture if you're into the Olympic side of it or whatever. But I don't know if some of those larger slabs and everything cross over to everybody either. But that's pretty iconic. I like that one.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
There it is. Yeah, it's such a great card. Postcard.
Yeah.
All right. So 15X, I guess it is just is what it is. I think that's where I'm at. I don't agree with it, but I'm trying to think of another
But I would,
set where there's a gap that big between.
I would say that 15X has been the same since I bought my Nagurski. I would say because I have a 2 Nagurski, that a PSA 2 of Clark at that same year would have been about 15 times less. So
That's good enough. I was
Yeah.
trying to
It's
find
possible.
like
stayed consistent that way.
Okay.
Which is odd, but
it's just when you see numbers like that, you start getting into bigger numbers that you add an extra decimal place or whatever.
yeah, because it's not just 15X at that point; it's an order of magnitude difference, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the PayPal paying 4 is not an option.
Yeah.
PayPal paying 20.
Somehow seems way
That's more like 2 years. 2 years payment plan. Yeah.
You know, they used to have eBay used to do that every now and then with PayPal, like a 24-month 0%.
Oh
But
shit.
since
Yeah.
they
That's
merged,
dangerous.
since they had their thing with Klarna now, you don't get that. But
I miss the eBay bucks. We need to bring those back.
oh my
Yes.
gosh, man.
Those were-
Man, I used to love those.
Yeah.
You'd buy everything. Hey, you would save everything in your cart because you knew it was
Bucks.
coming. And the day pop, it was like sold.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the good old
shoot,
days.
those. I
And then when they
know.
gave bucks, it was like I used to get 150 or so bucks, and I could buy a brand new card.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it was, too.
If I didn't even pay for it.
Yeah. Free.
Yep. Free cards. All right.
All right, I'm gonna throw it over to
Mental
you
close.
guys. Do you have anything you want to talk about? This is kind of an open forum now.
Okay.
I got one to show.
Yeah, show them off.
I put it on Instagram, but I was shooting a video the other day, and then family interrupted, so I had to stop it. And I haven't rerun it, but first ballot Hall of Famer here.
Nice.
Very nice.
Who's that?
That's a refractor.
Yep, Drew Brees PSA 9 there.
Nice.
Gorgeous
The
card.
base is the PSA 9
Solid.
that year.
Yep. Solid card.
Not a cheap one by any means, but my big goal for the year is to move up the ranks for first ballot Hall of Fame, and so I knew getting into it, I was like, well, I got to pay attention to who's the next wave of first ballot guys in. Thankfully, I already had the Fitzgerald, so I couldn't skip these. Otherwise, my other purchases wouldn't have made a lot of sense. But this is pretty low pop too, comparatively. Now, obviously, it's a Peyton Manning guy or anything, but the print run is half, and the pop in a PSA 9 of a Breeze versus a Manning is 1/4 for the Breeze, so it's a lot smaller.
Yeah,
that's a great pickup, Bart.
I bought it thankfully a couple weeks before the vote released, so because I knew if I waited till after, it was going to cost me almost $1,000 probably.
Yeah. Jason, you're up. What do you got? What do you want to talk about?
I don't know. I mean, is there like anything specific you're chasing? Anybody? specific players or like sets or anything?
Justin, go ahead. I'll let you chime in first.
Sure. So, I mean, I'm always chasing Jack Johnson. I've got about 3 or 4 on my want list. Actually, last time we did our live stream, I said I was kind of in negotiations for a bigger Jack Johnson card, and I did end up getting that. That's for Jason. That's the other one in the 1912 Cohen Weenan set. The portrait one, black back. That one's a real low. I think it's about an 8 or 9 PSA pop on that. So got that one, but still chasing him. Football wise, if I were to say kind of my big goal card, probably not going to happen for the year. It's actually that Beecher. I would like to own that at some point. But more reasonably for vintage football, I still need a 55 All-American Jim Thorpe. I owned one at one point, didn't like it. It was one of those where I rushed into it and bought one that didn't really meet my criteria, sold it off. And since then, I feel like I've been afraid to make the same mistake twice. So now I'm being a bit picky. But yeah, I need to grab one of those sooner rather than later. And those, vintage wise, that's kind of what I'm going after right now.
Okay.
There's a question. Is anybody going to strong dependence with a want list?
I really wish I could go this year. It's in Ohio, Strongsville, Ohio. My brother lives right by there, but this year is just not the year for me to be able to go with the kids and everything like that being so young. But I'm hoping in the next year or two I'll be able to make it over to that finally.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not, Jim. I blew my budget 2 weeks ago for that show, so I'll be staying home and.
He's been blowing his budget every month and a half.
Welcome to the team.
He pays it off. Hey, trust me, I'm not judging.
Yeah.
I do the same thing. Every
zone.
time I get to 0, I'm like, thank God. And then 2 days later, something I want shows up, awesome price, and I'm like, I shouldn't. Screw it. And then
it's just a loan against yourself at the end of the day. You make it back.
Yeah. I get those texts from you sometimes, Jason. It's like, man, what do you think? I'm like, do it.
Yeah. Like, you guys are really bad influences.
Yeah.
I need to ask
Jeremy's
somebody who's going to tell me no.
Yeah. Jeremy's never taught me out of a card.
No,
yeah.
You don't need a friendship if he does, right? That's
right. That's right.
Yeah. Every time it's like, you should do it.
It's not an intervention. It's a support group.
Yeah.
Going to buy my first 49 Jackie on my hit list, but it'll be one of dozens there. Yeah, it's not a hard card to get, right? It's just a hard one to find one that you like, right?
I will say this, in a lower grade, especially in a 1, it is hard sometimes finding one that isn't like ugly. You know what I mean? So if you are trying to get it in a lower grade and it looks nice, it is sometimes harder.
I mean,
that's the thing about, right? Like, there's 10 different grades, but when you're in the 1s, there's 10 different versions of 1.
Exactly.
I was just going to say that. Yeah.
Exactly.
And so, I'm okay. I try not to. I kind of always try to talk myself into getting 2s. Like, if it's worth getting, I try to say it's worth getting a 2. I still have some 1s for sure because some of those are old ones, but a 2, you're usually fairly safe with a lot of the big flaws and things. But a 1 is, as long as that crease isn't growing across the face and there's not like significant snow or something like that, I can usually get down with it. It's got to be centered though when it's that old.
Yeah, I like 1.5s. I love 1.5s, but
best thing for.
I picked up a PSA 1 Mathewson T206 portrait, which, if you see on my Instagram, I posted it on there. It's got a little paper loss on the back, and that's it.
That's totally okay.
Yeah. Shoot, that's a good pickup
for that. Keep taking those little chunks off and save me a couple bucks.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
Logo that I don't have to worry about.
Yep. Yeah, that's how my Grange is. My PSA 1. The front looks great. Little paper loss in the corners on the back. I'll live with that all day.
Yep.
Yeah, I get extra height 0.5 grades. I get extra hype because it just has. They always have the qualities of cards that are 2 or 3 points higher, and it's just something that because of the grading system. And give me the rough corners or whatever. I'll take those all day. But a 0.5 means it's centered, means the good color and surface. I love them.
Yeah, agreed. Yep. So what are you chasing, Bart? What do you what's on your list?
Oh, my list is always so long. It's ridiculous, right?
He has pages.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I collect all the sports, right? So it's rough. It's rough. But I'm trying to stay focused on, some big cards you got to lick wounds for after a while, right? And I got after it in December and January with some of my upgrades for that first Ballot Hall of Fame set. So I'm trying to stick to that. The first card or two that won't be like an upgrade in first Ballot Hall of Fame are in the realm of maybe an autogram or a Walter Johnson. I need a Wajo still from T206. That one's high up on my list just because I'm not close to completion on a whole lot of baseball sets. I have good baseball in the PC, thankfully, because I've been doing it for a while now. But the 3,000 strikeout set, I am one card away, and it's that Wajo. I'd like to upgrade the Nolan Ryan as well, but that would complete a set and put me pretty high for a football collector to be in the ranks with some of those other guys. And I just like T206s bring a balance to some of my displays and stuff like that. So
yeah,
the list is long, so it's always where is the deal as opposed to what's the card.
So do you ever go off the list? You see a great deal on something that you weren't thinking about picking up, and you're like, damn, that's a good price.
All the damn time. There's so many because there's cards that you're on the periphery and you're just like, oh, that's a beautiful card, and I'm always looking for it. Hell, I'd been on what is it? I'm gonna blank on the set. It's a 35 Wainer, diamond stars.
Diamonds.
Yeah. Why am I blanking on that right now?
Is it Diamond Stars?
Yeah, it's Diamond Stars, right? 35 baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think so.
There's a Paul Wainer, because him and his brother are in that, but where he's just got this pose like this, but the colors behind him are like this just beautiful rainbow. It's one of the just most fantastic looking cards I've ever seen. And so as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, I got to just keep searching on that one. And a nice PSA 4 with a fresh label showed up. And it's like, that's not on any list. It doesn't go to any damn set whatsoever. But I'm in, and I'll see what happens. I probably won't win it because I've lost that one probably 10, 15 times now. But I still keep getting after them. And then I've got modern day PCs that when cards pop up, I just chip away and still, hey, I'm not going to abandon what I've been working on for X number of years, one card or two cards a year. So there's, in the modern football, Panini inserts these Hall of Fame autos. They're silver, numbered out of 50. And I've got all the 49ers, and every once in a while they keep making new ones. Usually it's only one per guy. But for whatever reason, this year they came out with another Joe Montana one. They're not the most expensive, but they ain't cheap when they're out of 50, and it's an on-card auto. So I just got a Montana for this year, but they throw in the oddball ones that I love. Like, so there's a Ricky Jackson in a 49ers uniform. Those ones where it's like, I'd love to have that guy represented properly in a Niners uni. So those ones are always just squirrel, and I go off and get those.
Those type of cards are easy to do that with, though. I'm trying to get a rookie auto of every defensive Hall of Famer or future defensive Hall of Famer that I'm kind of prognosticating on from 1999 to 2014, because that's kind of the period of time where I would say, most into football. That's when I played. That's when I really, kind of started to know the game well and get into the defensive side of the ball and everything like that. So it's fun with those because you can pick stuff up for, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 bucks. And it just, doesn't put a real dent in the budget, but it's fun stuff to pick up, cool looking cards, good guys to chase.
Yeah. I never shy away from them because that's the real essence of the collecting and what your collection will shape out to be, is those real those little side quests that you get on that start to form out the rest of your collection. And then I do like, because it is some investing for me too. So I do like collecting the mainstream and graded cards for sets and stuff like that. But you can't go too far consecutively on those, because then eventually it starts to feel like, oh, I'm just buying as opposed to collecting if there are available cards, and I'm not going after rare ones, because thankfully I don't have to hunt too many of the rare ones because I've got them. So I like to take those little detours on the collection side of things, so it's still, there's still some purity in the collecting there for me, as opposed to just, oh, money in, money out, here's a card, right?
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, sounds weird, but like I bought a card this week for $38. It was kind of refreshing because I didn't have to like sell something to buy it,
break.
I don't know. It's like it's nice to buy the smaller cards every now and then, just to kind of snap myself back into, why I do this. It's not all about the bangers, the big ones. There's some cool low-cost cards that are out there that I like.
Definitely.
And not everybody's flavor, but
yeah, I agree.
And I still like to do that a lot, and then send them off to get graded too, if they're moderns or whatever too. I like that part of the game, because then I really hunted something if I found a gem that was raw, and went through the whole patient process of collecting them up and having a big enough submission and sending that, and I'll see you in 6 or 7 months, and it comes back, fingers crossed and all those things. That whole process is rewarding on the back end if you have the patience to play it.
Yeah, I mean, the patience is the big thing, right? It went up like $5 or something recently, right? Per
$25, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I had just
specials where it was like $8 a card or something like that.
It was $20.99 or something, and I just printed out the submission form and completed one, and they were like, "Hey, it's another $5, but if you've already done it," I was like, "Oh, thank God! Let me get this thing in the mail." Because that's going to change. It already has, but it's going to continue to change a lot of collecting habits at those price points, right? The base cards are going to be out of it. A lot of PC things have changed. I changed a whole lot of my PC collecting because of it. I don't go after base team sets like I used to, all of that stuff, because it's just, when you started that, it was $5.50 a sub.
Yeah.
Now
it was easy to like PC a player and grade them all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So really quick question. So like everybody has a plateau of what they're, I guess you could say, comfortable spending. So like, you go through, you spend $1,000 and it's like, oh my God, I can't, like I spent that, it was so much, blah, blah, blah. After you do it several times, it gets easier, right? And then 2,000 and then 3,000. What is everybody's plateau? Because I'm at a point that I want a Ruth. The Ruth that I want, and there is one on eBay, and it has the eye appeal I want, okay? And it's like 72 it's either 71 or $7,200. So after taxes and everything else, you're looking at about $7,500. I think right now the most I've ever spent was like 34 or like probably 35-ish $100. It's what I want. It's at a good price, but man, that's a huge jump. What is everybody's, comfort level spending?
Well, I can tell you one thing. I wouldn't be drinking. I wouldn't be
thresholds,
drinking
raw thresholds, graded thresholds, certain value ones. I haven't gone that high yet myself, but thankfully there's nothing too key to my PC that is demanding that price point right now.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, that's a huge jump. for me, and
It's
I
tough.
mean, uneasy.
I'd say you're, I don't know, Jeremy, I don't know how old your kids are, but it's a tough one. Like I could not currently probably spend that much on a card. No, even when I had it sitting in my hands, because that price point when you got a family and kids running around, it's like, man, this is a whole damn Disney vacation or something.
It really is too.
No, you could do both. It's just because I had that struggle, and that's why I had part of the reason why I did a big sell in for COVID. Obviously, the prices were. I'm looking at displays, and I'm like, I didn't intend on having six figures just hanging on my wall, staring at me in this display.
Yeah.
Feel guilty a little bit with that. So 7,200, because that Nagurski don't even see the light of day. Long before it was worth what it is now. It just I couldn't put it up on the wall. It's harder to enjoy. So I don't know. I don't have a good answer for that one at all.
Yeah, see, like last year I sold a lot of stuff. So whenever you're selling a whole bunch, you can spend more. But I'm at a stage in where I don't want to sell anything either. So that's how come, like I said, that's just a lot of money, and even on PayPal, that's a big number to chop down. Like, my job isn't giving overtime anymore, so I used to be able to justify it as I'm gonna work my ass off and just, you know what I mean, and just like really try to like earn it, but that isn't even an option. So that's why I'm just like, I'm not sure if I'm.
You bring up a good
You know
point.
what I mean?
I have to sell something or sell some things just
Yes.
not feel bad about the giant purchases about to come.
Exactly.
But
right
Jim
there.
made a good point there. If you consider what you spend in a year, then 7,200 would be real freaking easy if I just considered about the full year. But I don't have that kind of patience. I'm not as disciplined in that regard, so I like to make the continuous pickups.
It's tough, Jason. Like the most I ever spent was on that DeLong Gehrig that I bought, and that was $4,800.
That's pretty close, though. That's closer than what I've spent. That's closer than I am right now.
I hemmed and hawed on that for a couple of days, and it was a good price, and I still didn't immediately pull the trigger. I thought it through. Like, I've got a daughter in college, I got a family, I have a wife who's gonna be like, what the hell are you gonna do with that? I'm like, well, you've heard of Lou Gehrig. Well, yeah. I'm like, well, there you go. If you know who he is, it's good.
Yeah.
You start getting into that 7, 8, 9 grand range. Man,
it's scary, bro.
To me, it's like anything over 5.
I like how you said that. Hey, Bart, I like how Jeremy said 5, just so it crept a little bit above his Well played, sir. Yeah,
it was a mind game. Can you hear me, Bart? Can Bart hear me? Bart can't hear me.
Really? He can't?
Yeah, let me.
Okay.
Was he leaving and trying to
you
come
there,
back?
Bart?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I couldn't hear.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there we go. I got you now.
Cool.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
So yeah, I conveniently said 5 grand, right? Like that was my threshold for that Gehrig. I wanted it for 5 or less.
Yeah.
Mentally above 5, that's like a different zip code,
Yeah.
That's just a mental thing.
Yeah, it is.
But it's like, is it a Babe Ruth you said, right?
Yes.
It's like Babe Ruth is, everybody knows who the hell Babe Ruth is.
Yeah, I mean, look, I know
Yeah, I mean that helps, right? It wouldn't be a bad pickup, right? So that helps the price point. So
exactly.
normal
It,
thresholds can get pushed clearly. You know, I pushed mine for Ty Cobb and pushed it for Jackie Robinson and things like that. That Bronco was a giant threshold for me back in the day when I did get it.
yeah,
So yeah, some of them make a lot more sense than others because it's, you know,
very
even
true.
with rarity, like you get that big name, you feel a lot better about it. But it is tough.
Yeah.
You got to pop that cherry sometimes, right? And then it doesn't feel so bad the next time.
Yeah.
Well,
It's not like you
that
shouldn't
would be
sell
my
it,
only
right?
$7,000
Right.
card. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I
I,
never feel bad at the end because it's like, oh, you know, when that bill comes, it's like, well, I have an asset for this. That wasn't just an expense, right? I still have an asset here. So,
yeah,
Yeah, it's
true.
not like you're buying a $7,000 Trey Lance card that
old kaboom or something, right? And then he falls on his face.
Yeah, true. It's just if you try to put that on, you know, credit, like the PayPal shoot, they only offer 6 months interest free.
Yeah.
You
And
know
that
what I
interest is
mean?
probably what, 19% or something?
After that, yeah. And just once again, if I was also selling, I'd be like, okay, I'm spending 75. I can sell
So now
2,500
I sound with
worth of
Jason, but
stuff.
not you.
What if you
Yeah.
split it? Sell half and pay for half.
But the problem is I like everything I have. I'm in a really happy place. It's just I need one Ruth. And like I said, I mean, like there's one Ruth I really want. And it's rare and it isn't cheap. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's a tough one, man. I wish I could give you better advice. Like my number where I start like clenching my cheeks is $5,000. That's when I
Yeah.
really start to pinch a little bit. Under that, I can move stuff around, make it work. But you start, you're on that path to $10,000, right?
I'm not trying to hit
After
that.
taxes and fees and everything, you're at about 8. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's expensive. It's a
That's when it
lot.
gets brutal. You think, oh, I'm only spending 7,200, and then say, wait, I didn't say 8,000. Taxes and everything else hit, and you're like, oh man,
Yeah.
goes up quick.
Yeah, it's expensive.
But hey, I got to
So,
bounce out. Happy Friday to everybody out there. I
yep.
enjoyed
thanks
it.
for
Okay.
hanging
All
out,
right,
Bart.
Bart.
Let's do it again soon.
For sure, man. Take
Yep.
care. Have a good
Okay.
weekend.
All right.
And then there were 2 of us.
Yeah. So you're saying I should buy it?
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah,
It's
exactly. See, honestly, this is the problem. And I'm not sure if you can actually relate. I love buying awesome stuff. But as screwed up as it sounds, I almost have the same satisfaction when I see like the PayPal at 0. I'm like, I'm good now. I'm even, no debt. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So if
I'm
I
going through it right
saw,
now, man.
yeah, so I mean, I'm at 0, and 7,000, 8,000. That's a hell of a number, to try to
Yeah,
knock out.
and like you can get 0% with PayPal pretty easy on purchases, but that's only 6 months. So you're talking you're talking 1,300 a month
That's a lot of money.
to avoid interest and all that shit. That's
Yeah. And
but
just like
here's the thing though. Do you
uh-huh.
have, and Mark just brought this up, and we've talked about this before a million times.
Okay.
Are there cards in your collection that you can sell and easily replace?
Oh, yeah, shoot, there's a whole bunch of them. I mean, shoot, there's a whole bunch of like $2,000, $3,000 cards. the problem is this though. Those are also running up. So if I sell those, I might have to spend, just more to try to recoup it later. You know what I mean?
Could you
So
could you replace the card you sell with a different card of that
n-
player?
not really, because right now I only have like maybe 280 slabs, and everything has been really curated specific. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
like so I mean, uh you can sell a whole bunch of cheaper cards, but then, I mean, I did that already, and I don't have a whole bunch of smaller cards,
Right.
and $7,000 is a lot of small cards. So that half of the displays are empty, and then I'm having to buy 25 cards back. You know what I mean?
It's an option.
It's
Like if they're
Yeah,
easy to replace,
but
that's the
see,
only
some
way
of
I
them
would
aren't though.
consider that.
Yeah, I
Like
mean,
if it's a
some
bunch
of
of
them
like
aren't though.
75 tops or
No, I
whatever,
mean,
there's hundreds, if not thousands of them. Yeah. And I'm doing that
exactly.
right now. I'm just stuff that I can get rid of and replace
Mhm.
easily. I'm selling it to fill
I
in
mean,
those big gaps.
honestly though, Jeremy, I mean, shoot, the collection, you know, if you're talking about the 60s and 70s, I don't have a whole bunch. And then if you're talking about the 90s and the early 2000s, you're talking about, I mean, inserts, refractors, and stuff that isn't the hardest, but not easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So, I
like
mean,
if you're
I'm
talking like atomic refractors or something like that.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, again, I sold everything that was easily replaceable. You know what I mean? Um,
So
so
you would
yeah.
need 70 $100 cards to pay for it.
Well, I mean, again, if I could just come up with about 3,500 of it, then okay. So I'm probably financing about 4,000. I'm good there.
Yep.
But
Which
to
30, right?
yeah, exactly.
No, I get it. I get it. I mean, the one thing you have going for you is you bought, from what I gather, a lot of your cards pre all this spiking that's going on.
Y-
Like
Yes,
like
exactly.
Yank Me, who's in the chat, he's got a bunch 4 digits in value, but cost less than 400 when he bought. It's kind of like,
Exactly.
so you've got equity. It's
I
what's the
do.
replacement will cost afterwards, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So see, like I said, at the present time, I'm happy where I'm at. All I want is one card. So it's like you're 99% done with everything that you want.
Mhm.
I don't want to try to set myself all the way back to 65% being done for the one card. You know what I
How
mean?
much weight is that Babe Ruth though in that
Yeah.
collection? You might be 65% complete, but that Ruth, the weighted part of it is huge, right?
Oh yeah, shoot, definitely. I mean, it's iconic. It's rare. It is an awesome card.
Like I'm
But
basically 2 cards short of having all the Football Hall of Famers rookie cards done pre 77, whatever it is.
yeah,
It would hurt more if the 2 I needed were like, and this does not include Bronco, never gonna have it, but it would hurt more if I needed Thorpe and Grange, but I need like Walter Payton and Dick LeBeau, all people, you know,
yeah,
easy cards to get. I just haven't gotten them yet. But if it was Thorpe and Grange, that's going to be a pain, right?
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know. I mean, it is like the price tag. It's the I am happy with how everything is. So it's like it is the question of if I don't ever have a Ruth, am I okay? And I want to say yes, but then again, I should have tried to buy a Ruth 2, 3 years ago, and I would have spent $3,000. So 7,000 now, maybe in 2 years is like whatever, $12,000. You know what I mean? So it's almost like you're also racing uh, like the prices. You know what I mean?
No, so, yeah. I mean, I just did it
Eh,
with the Jim Thorpe, right? I mean,
ex-
you
exactly.
saw the listing, the pictures on that listing were dog shit, and I rolled the dice on it, and fortunately,
Yeah, it looked
it looked
good.
good. But I'm like, these cards are running right now, and
Oh
I
yeah.
and I can live with this. And yeah, I mean, like we talked about, the Thorpe, I think is going to be a 5K card and a one
Oh,
in a year.
easy. Easy.
I do.
I think long term it'll be probably seven-ish. I mean, because dude, I'm compared to Bronco. I mean, he is a legend. I mean, shoot, Jim Thorpe. I mean, he was.
Yeah, Thorpe and
I mean,
Grange are they should be
yeah,
in the ten. That should be those should be $10,000 cards. If Bronco is 23, that's just my
yeah,
opinion. All things being equal, but
yeah.
I
That
think it's
list.
because Sports Kings is a multi-sport set. If that was just if Thorpe and Grange, if those were 35 shekels, I think it's a different story.
Yeah, but still, I mean, I don't know.
I agree with you.
Yeah. So
Mark
yeah.
wants to know which Ruth you're looking at.
I don't want to say because if the seller's on here, he's gonna be like $8,000.
He's looking for the $7,700 one, whatever it is.
I mean,
Are Ruth Autos more?
yes, yes.
No kidding, really? He signed an
He-
ass load of autographs.
His stuff has ran. I went to the TriStar show 2 years ago. You could have bought a Ruth slabbed auto, nice one, for about 4,000. Now, this year, I went to the TriStar. The cheapest one was, I think, 10. And if you check eBay, all of them, if you're lucky, maybe 8, but most of them are probably between probably 10 and 12.
He signed more than anybody back then.
He signed a lot,
Yeah.
a whole lot. Yeah.
Like maybe because I'm a Gehrig guy, I'd rather have a Gehrig auto for half.
It's
But I'm a
probably,
Gehrig guy.
but it's also probably rare too. Because
Oh,
even, shoot, the Jackie that I buy is a lot rarer than Ruth. You know what I
they're
mean?
a third of the
Big.
price.
I paid $2,000, and he died in '72 at the age of, I think, 53. So I mean, and he wasn't like Ruth. He wasn't a very, sociable, signing always, kind of guy.
It's a
So
lot
yeah,
different. Yeah, a lot different. Um,
yeah.
that's crazy. I was thinking that would be a cool alternative. Just get a Ruth Auto for cheaper, but
Honestly, I wish I would have 2 years ago. But, I mean, to try to buy one for that price, I mean, shoot, the card seems kind of cheap compared to its autographs, and it's a lot
Yeah.
rarer too.
Yeah. No, I was just thinking that too. Like the cards are rare.
Yep, exactly.
Mark mentioned in the chat Gaudy. I know you're not looking at Gaudy because you and I
No,
we have the same opinion on those cards.
yeah. With him and almost every other player, I want uh, like the player, obviously playing days, but also like their prime.
Like peak, yeah.
And yeah, I mean, and shoot, the Gaudis, he was pretty much uh, I don't want to say washed up, but he was almost done, so to
Yeah.
speak. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So like I'm trying to get one around 1921 through like we'll say 27.
Yeah, you and I like kind of the
Yeah,
same
it's in there.
stuff. Yeah. I'm with you on that. Like 21 to
Yeah.
27 that's like peak. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, so that's like the problem. I don't even think I showed you the card that I'm talking about because I didn't want you to be like, do it.
You
I
know
don't
I
have to
would
tell
send
my
you
wife.
that I'd send you that meme, like do it.
Yeah, because honestly, Jeremy, like every other one that I sent you, you were like, nah, that ain't the one. It's pretty beat up.
Yeah.
This one, I could live with. It looks pretty good. Is it awesome? No, but it's pretty damn nice.
You
You
have
know
to
what I
send it
mean?
to me.
Yeah. And once again, I mean, it's a solid price, but it's still a lot of money. A lot.
Thanks, Yank Me Card Steve. Yeah, I love my DeLong Gehrig. That's the Gehrig I wanted. I'd love to get a Gaudy eventually, but I love the DeLong image. Plus the pop is like 300-ish, might be just under 300. So yeah, and the Lefty Gomez, that's a cool card. I've got the Lefty Grove DeLong as well. I just love that set. It's just not like mainstream in the hobby, I guess. Everybody likes Gaudy. Everybody knows Gaudy, but DeLong is a superior looking baseball card set from the same year. And if they would have made a
Yeah, I
Babe
agree.
Ruth,
Oh man, that would have been expensive.
oh yeah,
Very expensive.
he's got what 4 Gaudis, right? In that set,
Yeah, he does.
4 Gaudis, yeah.
Yeah.
Jim at the
Yeah.
Bank,
So
Caramel era, yes, 100%.
yes. I'm not gonna say which one though.
Nah, shoot me a text. I'll tell you to buy it.
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
mean,
So yeah.
you have to look at it this way.
Uh-huh.
You're fortunate in that you feel you're only one card from being done.
Yeah.
That is a huge thing because most of us,
Yeah.
I'm dozens of cards from being done. My football is just about done, but
Yeah.
I've got a handful of other ones I want from other sports. I'm not going to go crazy with it, but I want a Ruth, I want a DiMaggio, and not
Yeah.
just any Ruth or just any DiMaggio. There's certain ones that I want. Like,
Exactly.
so I want a
Specific.
Ted Williams, but I don't want the Williams rookie. I want the play
Yeah.
ball, or the Leaf, because the 48 Leaf Williams is arguably the greatest looking card ever printed. I mean, it's
Yes.
freaking
Yes.
perfect.
I love that card. Love that card. See, and that's it. I, I mean, like I'm a list guy. So if you go into my cell phone and you go through my notes, you'll see all these lists. And it's the list probably from like the last probably 2 years. Everything that I have is on lists. And it's been, I mean, planned out and executed. and everything else. So it's just like I said, I'm at a stage where I'm happy. I have everything I had on list. The only one is that roof.
Yeah, and Jim, again, another great point. Are we ever really done? No, I don't think we are. I think
Well,
I think we get to points in our collecting where we might be done for a little bit, and then we might change our minds a year, 2 years, 5 years down the road, whatever, and be like, you know what? No, I want to do this now, and I'm going to get rid of this and do this. I don't
yeah,
think I'll ever be done,
yeah.
but there
I
are
won't say
certain
done.
cards I know that I'm not going to get rid of.
Yeah, I won't say done. I'll say I'm very content. Very, very, very content.
Yeah,
I mean, every day I see really cool stuff, but I'm also at a point where even when I see really cool stuff, I'm like, it's cool, but do I need it? No, I'm good.
yeah,
So I mean, yeah, I feel at a really good stage. It's just like you saw last year was a lot of expensive cards, a lot of 2,000, 3,000, and it's stressful because then every time I spend that, I'm like, okay, I got to sell some stuff. I
yeah,
got to try to pay this down.
yep,
And so like you said, sometimes uh, um I mean, like you try to buy something kind of cheaper, and it's like, okay,
it's
I'm
nice.
not worried about trying to pay it off for the next 2 months. Yeah,
Did I
and
tell
that's
you
how
what
it
it was?
is.
Did I tell you what it was? I sold my SGC 7 Bob Greasy that was way off
Oh
center
yeah, yeah,
for
yeah. You
150
told me
bucks,
about that one.
and I bought a
Yeah,
centered PSA 4 that was just graded for 38, and it
yeah,
looks better.
yeah,
It's just, I don't know, kind of
yeah,
a refreshing purchase for once.
yeah.
Not like,
I
all
agree.
right, I got to move some money around. I got to sell this. I got to sell that. I got to let the wife know what's going on. Like, hey, it's all good. You know,
Everything's okay.
it's
It was
Jim
only four
Thorpe. You know who
thousand
Jim Thorpe
dollars.
is?
It's that classic. It's an asset. It's like money
Yeah.
in the bank, baby. Don't worry. I'll
Yeah.
sell it if I have to, knowing damn well
And that's the
we have to
thing.
be, huh?
That's the thing. I think most of us have spouses. Like, I let her know everything that I do. Just,
Oh
I don't
yeah, I do
hide anything.
too.
And, she knows I sell stuff to buy stuff. So she isn't even worried about it. But she doesn't get it, which is fine. Like, she doesn't understand, like, it's a card. But she also realizes that I can sell it and get money back. Like, the thing about buying the right cards in vintage is if you
Uh-huh.
need the money, you can get the money. And if you buy the right stuff, you're going to make money. So that's,
See, like I don't have to prove that because I proved it during like the COVID spike. I sold $90,000 worth of cars. And prior to that, I mean, my wife is very trustworthy, very smart. Oh, I mean, spending, saving, all of that. But when I sold that, I felt, I'll say, kind of good. Like, see, I told you. And she was like, I know. I said, but now you see that everything else. So now, I mean, she trusts anything I do
yeah,
because it's like, okay, cool. But still, as a collector, if you do this for a long time, and if you buy the right stuff,
that's the key.
you might not spend what it's worth later. But this is the problem. If you did it smart and you do it a long time, after 10 years, you could be at $100,000
Yep.
on sports cards.
And
You didn't spend that, but you're there. And it's kind of that slippery slope of like, once again, I didn't spend this, but is it smart having $100,000 worth of sports cards?
yeah,
You know,
that gets
and I'm not
a
judging
little.
anybody. You know, I don't want to say how much I have, but it's a lot. But you know, I didn't do this in 12 months either. I mean, I got back in 2015, but it's a lot of money,
Yeah.
you know. And sometimes, I mean, I look around and I love all this stuff, but I'm like, damn, like this is a lot of money and it's a hobby, but at a certain point, is it a hobby or is this, you know what I mean? I
It's
don't know.
it's honestly, it's not really a hobby. I think we masquerade it as a hobby. There's
Yeah.
nobody in the hobby that buys shit to lose money.
Yeah.
We're all doing it to put money somewhere and have fun doing it, and we want it to go up in value. Nobody wants to do this and have their cards become worthless or decrease.
Very
So
true.
we call it a hobby. I don't know, man. Yes and no. I think it's more, maybe it's 50-50 at best that it's a hobby.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest. I'm not like, I don't buy modern shit. I don't do breaks. I don't flip. I don't do any of that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just being
Yeah.
real. Like, I want my
Yeah. I
cards to
agree.
appreciate slow over time, healthy.
Yeah. I
That's what I
agree.
want.
Yeah.
Is that really a hobby? A hobby would mean to me, I don't care, and I care.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah. Shoot. I definitely care because, like I said, when you get to a certain level, it's like, man, if everything turned into dust tomorrow, it's like I could have did a lot with that money, you know?
there's,
But
but that's a man. We could talk for hours on that. Like, what would you do, right?
and see, but also check this out. So like, and we are good. We are fine. We have a rental property. We have stocks. We have, I mean, other stuff. We're not hurting. But sometimes I have a lot of guilt having all of this, knowing how much it is. And it's like stupid money.
Yeah,
Again, I didn't spend what it's worth, but we got to this point of it's now worth this. And you know what I mean?
but
And
you just said you don't. It's stuff that you can have. It's tangible, right? It's discretionary income that you use,
yeah,
and now you've got it. It's not hurting anything at that point.
yeah,
And
yeah.
Yank me, he's got a girlfriend 20 years younger than him, so
Okay.
that works. He's that guy that says we're just trading paper for cardboard. Yeah, dead presidents for dead ball players. Yeah.
I will say it is kind of true. Uh um um yeah, I mean paper for paper. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
But
yeah, it's cardboard with a dude on it, right?
yeah,
I don't know. It's you can turn it into cash if you need to. Unlike a lot of damn straight. Yep.
Very true. And just like I said, I I mean, I've sold multiple times. I mean, I paid like the condo when I sold 90,000, we bought like the condo. I paid wood floors throughout our whole house, 16,000. So I mean, I do sell also,
Yeah.
but right now, currently, what I have in this room is valued at a lot of money. So sometimes, like I said, I love looking at it and it's like awesome, but it's just, it's
Listen, dude, everything you have, from what I know of you and what you've got, you could turn that into cash tomorrow, like that. There's nothing that
yeah,
you have that's, dog shit cardboard. It's all,
yeah, I
it's
know.
it's curated very well.
Yeah,
Yeah. Took a lot of,
yeah.
like you said, it's taken 11 years to get to that point.
Yes,
It doesn't
sir.
happen overnight. I mean,
Oh no,
some people
not
can
at
do it
all.
overnight because, they're former tech investors or whatever.
Yeah, but
Um,
honestly, can I tell you something?
yeah.
If I had millions, I don't think it would be as fun. I mean,
No, no way. No,
I
it wouldn't
think,
be.
yeah, because the hunt and the grind of it and the struggle of like, trying flipping stuff, selling stuff, whatever to try to get there
It's like playing
is,
Tetris, dude. It's
yeah,
moving
I'm
stuff around to make stuff happen. That's
exactly.
part of it.
Exactly. So that's why it is so cool because honestly, let me try to charge this. Honestly, it's just, I mean, like if I had millions, who cares? You know what I mean? I could just buy it, buy it, buy it. You
Could
know what
buy
I
a
mean?
you could buy a Pokemon card apparently for millions,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. 16 million. That's a
Isn't there
lot of
some
money.
isn't there some scandal with that? Like that was a 9 and then they regraded it to a 10 or something?
I think it was a BGS 9.5, and he crossed it over twice. And the second time he got the PSA 10. And
Yeah.
then he consigned it to Golden, and I think Golden reslabbed it also. So I don't know.
That's just such a bunch of whatever. I'm glad I don't play in that arena. That's like I don't want any part of that.
Yeah,
None. Like none of it. It's just
yeah,
there's just so much. I've talked to you about it. There's just the amount of jagoffs in this space. I avoid it, Just
yeah. I will say this: it has brought the hobby to a different audience, and it probably does appeal to the younger people, which
yes.
is kind of good because reality is that I am 46. Okay,
Damn,
so
you're
in
young too. Oh,
20 years, I'm gonna be 66, and if I'm the only
you're
one
supposed to say 60.
collecting.
You're supposed to say 67, dude. But
But if we're the only ones who care, and if like the younger people don't, then all of this isn't going to be worth anything after. So in a way, it is good. Do I consume it? Not really.
no.
You know what I mean? But you know, I don't know. Shoot, there's a lot of things that I don't really agree with hobby wise, but
Oh, there's a
I
lot.
stay in my lane,
Bingo.
and
Yeah. I just
and
tune
I
all that crap
collect.
out.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
watch
You
it.
know
That's
what I mean?
the beauty of YouTube or whatever. I choose what I want to watch. If I don't like the creator or the person or the topic, not watching it. It's that
Exactly.
pretty easy, you know.
Exactly. So I mean, it's all good. I mean, I think there's a whole bunch of hype and just manipulation. A bunch of it
What's that?
probably, I mean, because I mean, shoot, they own certain cards. So of course, if you hype it, like if I had a Bronco, like if I was Bart, I would have been like 22.8 to steal. It should be 30,000. Rangers should be 12.
I
Hype up.
honestly think Bart was shocked at the hammer price on that, honestly.
And
He was
he
probably
has
like, holy shit.
he
Right?
has I believe a three
I think he has
or
a
like a
3.
a three or a 2.5. Either way,
Yeah.
he has a nice copy. So he's probably sitting around 30,000. So I
That's
mean,
awesome.
yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. I mean, shoot, that's cool. So
Yeah,
yeah,
100%. Good for him,
so
man.
hey, look, maybe the next pod we need to like plan it kind of better, and we'll do a round table where like each person is gonna hype up two or three cars that we own, just to try to spike it up, man.
I need to hype this up so I can make some money back.
$10,000 card. If you see it
Easy.
on eBay, for 9, don't think, just buy it. It's a deal.
Like that 57 Bart Star PSA 2 for $250,000.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, that's kind of crazy.
Got a little money laundering going on there or what?
Something's going on.
Yeah, that's a little sus.
It's kind of funny. You know
Yeah.
what I should do? I should put all my cards on eBay and just ask stupid money. Stupid money.
People
You
do it all
never
the time.
know. I mean, shoot, hey, look, everybody has a certain price, even for their grail, that they'll be like, I love the card, but for that price, you, sir, you now have it. You know what I mean? Just put everything on eBay at stupid prices. If it sells, it sells. And if it doesn't, it'll stay here.
I've got a couple on eBay right now that I've priced high because I don't necessarily want to sell it, but if I get that price, sure.
Yeah.
That's just, I try not to get emotionally attached to cards. I am to some, but most of it I just kind of, I try to have that attitude of I can get you back,
Yeah. 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 I get it. I get it. Yeah. See, like my situation is a little different because I also created a space. You know what I mean? And everything goes so well and I'm happy with it. So if I start moving stuff, it just throws it
Oh,
off, and
yeah.
my like OCD goes
You,
crazy, and
you
then I'm going to
you
change
sound like
everything.
Thanos, man. You need
For real though.
perfectly balanced.
Yes. I mean, dude, I mean, when I planned this, I mean, like I try to make almost like a blueprint type
Yeah,
thing. Yeah, like I mean, it was
yeah,
planned. So it's like, if I start selling stuff, I mean, it'll be like like these will be like half empty, and it is gonna drive me crazy.
no,
So
I
it's
get you.
like, yeah, it's
Yeah,
like, so anyway, oh well, it is what it is. But just like I said, next pod, I say each of us, we come up with 2 to 3 cards that we say are undervalued. And we'll say
good idea.
cards we'll say it can be anything sports. So like, I mean, autographs, um, you know, whatever. 3 items.
That's a good idea. I kind of like that take. Could have some fun
Yeah.
with that.
So, yeah, something try to teach.
That's what I try to do. I try to teach. I don't try to preach. I try to teach. Try
Yeah.
to give information and data. That's why I do all those data dives. Like, I'm not trying to
Yeah.
pump shit. I'm just trying to show people how scarce
Yeah.
stuff is in football. You know, I don't know. That's all I'm trying to do.
Yeah. I agree. I
I
agree.
stay out of
You
the
do that.
controversy stuff. I stay out of all the grading crap. I don't care. Let's talk
Yeah.
cards, man. Let's show cards, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, 2 hours
Well,
and 5 minutes, brother.
yeah, I don't even think anybody's watching anymore. They're like, God, they won't shut
Yeah,
up.
you won't shut up.
Yeah. All right. We'll just, like I said, we'll just relay everybody 3 items, and then we'll just share them. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. Good idea.
Yes, sir. All right, Jeremy. All right, guys. I don't even know if anybody's watching, but if you
Yeah,
are,
we got some people in here. Jim said had
yeah,
fun. Ready for the next one?
yeah,
Yeah, next one. It's usually 2 or 3 weeks, probably 3 weeks. But
yeah,
I'll throw
probably
it out
so.
on Instagram when we're ready to go. And yeah, thanks for hanging out, everybody. Jason, I'll talk to you soon.
Yes,
Good
sir.
night,
All right,
everybody.
Jeremy.
See ya.
Yeah,